Hello and welcome to Just Ride Bikes and my weekly tech news roundup. And this week we have a brand new aero race bike that actually makes sense, a new Garmin Varia radar that's gone properly next generation. Giro has an all new aero helmet and there's now a brand new power meter available in the UK that could be very interesting. But first up, Rose Bikes is back in the UK after Brexit forced them out about 6 years ago, and are now sponsoring the very exciting Unibet Rose Rocket cycling team as well, and also launching a brand new road race bike called the Shave. Yeah, interesting name that. It's not just a new model, but a whole new platform replacing the old X-Lite from the company's range. And it's your usual aero-shaped, lightweight, stiff carbon fiber race bike, of course, but there are two versions of the bike. The regular Shave has more endurance bike geometry, so more laid back, while the racier FF and FFX models have more aggressive geometries. So Shave is a name for the entire range, but key differences within it. The main difference in the geometry numbers is the racier Shave has a lower stack and a longer reach, and also a steeper seat tube angle as it gains traction in the race bike world. The likes of the Ridley Nerf Fast and the Factor 1 having that steeper seat tube angle to put the rider in that more aggressive fit on the bike. So the same name, one platform, but two very different bikes. They share the same features, the aerodynamics and the tire clearance, but one is racy, like a Tarmac S8, and one is a bit more laid back if you're a regular rider, but still want that speed and aero gains, but want a more relaxed fit on the bike. And I think this approach is a really smart move. I've been a big fan of Fairlight Cycles, a UK company offering two stack options on their steel bikes. But with most big bike companies, you choose either a slammed race bike or a sit up and beg endurance bike. And there are a few bikes that try and split the difference between the two, either having that race bike geometry and big tire clearance of an endurance bike, or somewhere between the two in terms of fit, like the 51 Seeker, which has big tire clearance like an endurance bike, but the geometry is not as slammed as a race bike, but not as relaxed as an endurance bike. And the likes of the Boardman SLR and the Basso Super Veloce are two other examples of race bikes in terms of the weight and the aero gains, but also having that more relaxed fit to offer us enthusiasts who like to ride bikes fast at the weekends all the race bike thrills and speed, but with that fit dialed back a bit more for the actual riding we do on these bikes. Aero has been a big focus with the new bike, of course, and Rose claims the new Shave FF, the racy version, is 10 watts faster at 45 km per hour than its predecessor, the old X-Lite, and clocks an impressive 205 watts in a Tour magazine wind tunnel test, which is on a par with the likes of the Tarmac S8, for example. And most of the savings in aero come from a new one-piece handlebar with flared drops, the head tube, the down tube, and a seat tube on the bike. The new frame isn't just more aero, it's also lighter as well than the old race bike, and a top-end Shave FFX with a fancy top-end, top-grade carbon fiber weighs a claimed 740 grams per size ML, and complete bikes weigh as little as a claimed 6.6 kilos, so bang on the money for a top-of-the-range race bike these days. And then you had clearance for tyres measuring up to 36 millimeters wide, which is more than the 32 you normally get on a road race bike, but nowhere near the 40 or 42 of an all-road or endurance road bike these days. And again, reminds me of the Boardman SLR, which has the same tyre clearance and that slightly more laid-back geometry than a pure race bike. There's also a carbon fibre seat post designed to take a sting out of rough roads, and a fully revised carbon one-piece handlebar that's shared across the entire range with a nice 13-degree flare and textured surface, and claimed to offer vibration damping for comfort as well. The FF models also get Rose's brand new RC55 carbon wheels, so 55mm deep with a modern 23mm wide internal width, paired with Schwalbe Pro 1 aero tyres for your aero gains. And the other reason to get excited about the new bike are the prices, because Rose sells direct to consumers, no bike shops or dealers like Canyon. And that means the range starts from a very attractive €3,600 with Shimano 105 Di2 and goes all the way up to €8,500 with SRAM Red Axis. So definitely undercutting your usual road bike prices these days for those sort of group sets. So yeah, very impressive prices and value for money. And get this, all bikes come with a power meter as well, which is pretty amazing and very generous indeed. Now, I do like what Rose is doing here. It's a good looking bike. It's hitting the right aero and weight target to be a rival to the main sort of race bikes in the category right now. And in offering two geometries, they're clearly targeting the pros they now sponsor with a Unibet team, but also offering us normal people, enthusiasts, amateur cyclists, a more relaxed fit, but no real aero or weight compromises on the bike. And there's hopefully a bike coming my way for review very soon. And if you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed, putting that button down below the video. Alright, Garmin has launched a brand new Varia radar light, and this one is actually a pretty big update. It's called the Varia Rearview 820, and it's essentially Garmin taking everything people love about their Varia radar rear lights to 11, returning everything up as much as possible. And the headline feature for me is the advanced vehicle tracking. So rather than just telling you something is coming up behind you, as is the case right now, the new radar can actually detect the vehicle's size, the side-to-side movement from lanes, and even categorize how much of a threat each car is as it approaches you from behind. So much more detailed info about the cars approaching you, so more useful. The info shows up on compatible Garmin Edge computers, smartwatches, or the Varia app on your smartphone. And Garmin says the radar can now pick up cars from over 175 meters away with a wider field of view than before, meaning it can now track vehicles a few lanes across, which is especially useful on busy, wide roads. Now, visibility-wise, this is Garmin's brightest Varia yet. The tail light is visible from a claimed 2 kilometers away, so very impressive indeed, and has all the usual modes like day flash, night flash, solid, peloton mode. You can even custom build a light pattern in the app as well. But the big upgrade here is that it now works with a brake light as well. So when a system detects you're slowing or stopping, it will automatically switch to a unique flashing pattern to warn traffic behind you. We've had this braking function on other lights in the past, so very useful in traffic or when commuting. Battery life has been improved a lot as well, up to a claimed 24 hours in day flash mode, or 30 hours if you're just running the radar on its own. So very much a fit and forget kind of device for long weeks of riding. And design wise, it's slimmer, cleaner, and now has USB-C. Round of applause there. And comes with a new seat post mount that should fit pretty much any road or gravel bike seat post with no faffing. Price wise, it comes in at £250 in the UK, which is definitely premium. But if you currently rate Garmin radars for peace of mind, this does look like a meaningful step forward rather than a token update. Okay, quick bit of helmet news because Giro have just launched what they're calling their fastest aero road helmet ever, the brand new Eclipse Pro. We've seen it on some pro teams already, but now available to buy. This very much aimed at the pointy end of racing, elite road, high-speed endurance riding, and proper world tour stuff. Giro are saying this is their most advanced aero helmet they've ever made, combining aero gains and proper ventilation, which is usually a trade-off with aero lids. Aero, yes, but ventilated, no. The Eclipse Pro was developed in Giro's own R&D lab and wind tunnel testing using CFD modelling, clay shaping, all the usual jazz for designing a helmet, the full nerd package to refine the shape and airflow. And as some of you eagle-eyed viewers will know, it's been raced already and tested at the very highest level, and it's been taking wins already with Pauline Ferrand-Prevot, Wout van Aert, Jonas Vingegaard and Team Visma already using the helmet loads over the last few months, plus big XC and marathon wins with Kate Courtney as well. So yeah, it's been out there and is now available to buy. Ideal for road, gravel, XC. Basically, if you're going fast, this is a good helmet to consider. On the safety side, it uses spherical powered by MIPS, Giro's dual layer impact protection system, and gets Giro's Rock Lock 5.5 air fit system for micro adjustability. Claim weight is 280 grams in a size medium, which is pretty reasonable for a full aero road helmet. So an exciting new aero helmet if you're in the market for an aero helmet this year. There's no shortage of good aero helmets. Giro have a good history and legacy of aero helmets, but perhaps falling below out of the spotlight over the last few years, but this should put them back there right in the middle of the mix. And lastly, there's a brand new power meter in the UK market, Inpeak, and I've got my hands on one of the tests over the coming weeks and months. The company has been around for a few years now, launched in 2017, and they're based in Poland. And I'll be pretty honest with you, it's not a brand I'm that familiar with, but they are making great inroads into the power meter market, both as upgrades for your current bike, or coming stock on bikes from Van Rysel and Varia as well. The range includes single and dual side power meters on Shimano cranks only, no SRAM or CAMPAG options, and you have the choice of replaceable batteries if you prefer those, or rechargeable batteries with a USB cable. There's a full range of options for Shimano GRX and 105 up to Duros. I have a Ultegra dual side option to test here. The range starts from £325 for a single side upgrade like that, or £900 for the Ultegra one I have here, and that price is in line with other options in the Shimano power meter market from Shimano themselves, Stages and 4i. So yeah, it's in the right ballpark, and yeah, it does look well made. I've done a bit of research on the company. They seem to have a good reputation for reliability and accuracy, and it has all the usual features as well, like ANT Plus and Bluetooth compatibility. They also have active temperature compensation and an anti-shock system, which should help with the durability and accuracy and reliability of the data, which is so important with a power meter. And power meters have become a lot more accessible and more affordable over the last few years, and more bike brands than ever before are speccing power meters on their bikes, like the Rose speccing power meters across the entire range of the new shaved road bikes. But there's still plenty of road bikes that don't come with a power meter. You might have an older bike, you want to upgrade your power meter, and many people do regard a crank-based system, a dual-sided crank-based system, as the most accurate, most consistent system to have measuring power on your bike. And power meters aren't just for pros either. If you're a keen amateur, racing or training for Sportive or Gran Fondo, or just getting fitter, having a power meter along with heart rate can really elevate your training to the next level and make it more consistent, and basically make more use of your time when you are riding and training on your bike. I guess the big rival to a crank-based system these days are pedal-based power meters, because you can swap the pedals from one bike to another if you have more than one bike in your fleet. But if you have one bike and want a good high-quality power meter, this could be a good option. But like I say, I'm going to slap on the bike for testing in the next few weeks, so stay tuned for a review on the power meter to see how it stacks up against other options on the market right now. And as I round up today's video, do let me know if you train with power, if you ride with power, or if you don't, are you looking to buy a power meter this year, and what options are you looking at? I'll put a link to this power meter and all the other products featured in today's video down below. You can check them out in more detail. But that's all for today. Make sure to subscribe, hit that button on the screen right there, and I'll see you again very soon. Thank you so much for watching.